How did Denmark quietly surpass Europe in wealth, stability, and strategy? It's not just about wine farms or pharma profits, it's deeper. Welcome to Geo Capitalist, where we decode global wealth, one power shift at a time. Oh, and if you enjoy breakdowns like this, don't forget to subscribe. While larger nations face crises, Denmark has charted a different methodical course. Its success isn't about headlines, it's about decades of careful planning and a unique blend of robust public sector and innovative private market. Denmark stands apart from its Nordic neighbors, cultivating a distinct economic identity and rare resilience. This isn't just about wind farms or pharma profits. It's a story of strategic investments and cultural consensus on long-term goals. Every policy is a calculated move for future prosperity, contrasting with the short-term thinking seen elsewhere in Europe. With under 6 million people, Denmark's economic strength is outsized and intentional. We'll unpack the levers Denmark has pulled, how it's navigated globalization and built stability. By examining its hidden wealth metrics and strategic industries, we'll reveal the real mechanics behind its rise. Let's dive into how Denmark became Europe's quiet powerhouse. Denmark's success stands out against Europe's backdrop of debt, inflation, and slow growth. While the EU struggles, Denmark is an island of stability and prosperity. Its low public debt and fiscal discipline are core to its long-term strategy, providing a buffer against global shocks. Denmark's approach is about building a foundation strong enough to weather storms that cripple larger economies. The nation invests early in education, technology, and green energy, not just for show, but as strategic moves. Its energy transition, for example, was about economic independence and future exports. Denmark's story is one of strategic divergence, resilience, and growth, not crisis management. The real question: what can the world learn from Denmark's blueprint for stability? Denmark's economic strength is clear in the numbers. Its GDP per capita surpasses Germany and France, reflecting high living standards and broad prosperity. Low public debt gives Denmark flexibility to invest and respond to downturns without austerity. A consistent current account surplus shows a competitive, diversified export economy, pharma, machinery, agriculture, and energy tech. This surplus builds foreign reserves and makes Denmark a global creditor. The flexicurity labor model, flexible hiring and firing, strong safety nets, and retraining, keeps the workforce dynamic and innovative. This system minimizes unemployment and keeps skills relevant. Denmark's hidden wealth lies in its ability to adapt, compete, and maintain social cohesion. These are the real metrics behind its quiet prosperity. The country operates with a sovereign fund mentality, long-term, strategic, and generational. Early investments in renewables now deliver energy independence and export revenue. Its pension system is fully funded and sustainable, creating vast capital pools invested for growth and security. Public investment targets productivity, R&D, digital infrastructure, education, partnering with private industry to build global advantages. The goal isn't picking winners, but fostering an ecosystem where innovation thrives. This approach builds trust. Citizens see real returns from taxes, supporting the model. High social trust reduces costs and enables ambitious projects. Denmark's greatest asset may be this invisible social capital, fueling its sustained prosperity. Denmark proves that small size can be a strength, not a weakness. With fewer than 6 million people, it's nimble, adapting quickly to global shifts and new technologies. Less bureaucracy and faster consensus mean Denmark can pivot to high-growth sectors with ease. Its rapid wind energy adoption was possible because of unified national strategy and minimal gridlock. A small, cohesive population fosters trust, making bold policies like flexicurity possible. Workers accept flexibility because they trust the system will support them. Government is more responsive, with direct communication and efficient collaboration. This virtuous cycle, good governance, public trust, ambitious goals, drives the country performance. In Denmark, small size enables the very agility and cohesion that power its economic success. Agility, not scale, is Denmark's secret sauce. Denmark's success is no accident. It's the result of deliberate strategic governance. Without vast resources or markets, the country focused on creating value for the world. It specialized in niches like pharma, renewables, and shipping, building global leadership. Education and R&D are laser-focused on supporting key export industries. Trade policy is pragmatic, opening markets for Danish goods. The triple helix model government, industry, academia drives rapid innovation and growth. Denmark's small size enables deep collaboration and efficient execution. The lesson: in the modern economy, intelligence and cohesion matter more than size. Denmark's rise is proof. How did Denmark become the richest country in Europe? The answer lies in deliberate, interconnected decisions made over decades. It began with fiscal responsibility following economic crises. Policymakers reached a consensus that long-term stability required low public debt and a balanced budget. This built a resilient economic base. This fiscal management was paired with a bold approach to global trade. Denmark embraced globalization as an opportunity. Furthermore, a critical decision was the early and sustained investment in human capital. Denmark understood that its greatest resource was its people. This fostered a dynamic business environment. This pragmatism is central to Denmark's quiet success story. A cornerstone policy that explains Denmark's rise is flexicurity, a system where employers can easily hire and fire while unemployed workers receive generous benefits. The state invests heavily in retraining to get people back to work quickly, fostering a dynamic economy. This addresses how to embrace the market without leaving citizens behind. Beyond policies, Denmark has a culture of long-term strategic planning. The decision to pioneer wind energy was a strategic bet on the future. This allowed the country to build a world-leading industry. Denmark's journey is a story of consistent and intelligent statecraft. It invested in its people and balances dynamism with security. It values consensus and has the patience to see long-term strategies through. A significant portion of Denmark's economic strength can be attributed to its position in the global pharmaceutical industry. At the heart of this success is Novo Nordisk, a global titan in diabetes and obesity care. Its growth has profoundly impacted the Danish economy. The country has cultivated an ecosystem connecting universities, research institutions, and companies, creating fertile ground for innovation. This has made Denmark a magnet for talent and capital in biotech and pharma. Pharma exports are high value, providing a stable revenue source. Profits are reinvested, funding research and expanding facilities, creating wealth. The pharmaceutical sector is a primary driver of Denmark's wealth. Beyond pharmaceuticals, Denmark has masterfully wielded energy and trade. Its early push into wind power is a textbook example of long-term strategic planning. Beginning in the 1970s as a response to the oil crisis, the country invested heavily in wind turbine technology. Today, Denmark is a world leader in wind energy production and a dominant exporter of wind turbines. This energy transition was a core component of Denmark's economic and geopolitical strategy. By building a world-leading industry in green technology, the country secured its energy independence. The third crucial lever is Denmark's dominance in global trade and shipping. Home to Maersk, the world's largest container shipping company, the country sits at the nexus of international commerce. Danish firms control a significant portion of the global merchant fleet, managing the logistics that underpin the world economy. These levers, pharma, energy, and trade, are interconnected and mutually reinforcing, creating a uniquely resilient economic profile. To appreciate Denmark's success, we must look at the broader European landscape. For much of the past decade, the continent has been characterized by sluggish economic growth and political gridlock. Many Eurozone countries have experienced sharp price increases, creating tension. The country has managed its own economic climate with greater stability, benefiting from its independent currency and a strong fiscal position. Political fragmentation remains a significant headwind for the wider European project. Denmark's high-trust society allows for long-term planning that is the envy of larger nations. Denmark has leveraged its small size to its advantage, creating a system that is both more responsive to the needs of its citizens and more adaptable to the demands of the global economy. Many European nations face a heavy burden: public debt. Decades of deficit spending and successive crises have resulted in high debt-to-GDP ratios, hindering economic growth and limiting investment in infrastructure and research. Compounding this is a looming demographic challenge. Low birth rates and increasing life expectancy lead to aging populations and shrinking workforces. This strains public finances, especially pension and healthcare systems, forcing politically difficult choices. The country, however, has skillfully avoided this trap. Its fiscal health and robust social contract allow policymakers to focus on long-term goals like green energy without constant crisis management. Denmark's economic performance is remarkable, prepared for future challenges with low debt and a sustainable welfare state. Despite Denmark's economic performance, its prosperity carries risks. A key vulnerability is its reliance on a few sectors and companies. The pharmaceutical industry, especially Novo Nordisk, is a double-edged sword. This concentration creates a potential point of failure. A shift in the global pharma market or a regulatory setback could have a large negative impact. It can drive up the currency value, making other exports less competitive. Policymakers need strategic oversight to keep the economy diversified and competitive. Industries like shipping and wind energy face intense global competition and geopolitical pressures. Specialization, while driving wealth, is Denmark's biggest structural risk. Leaders must use current success to foster broader economic diversification. Beyond external market risks, Denmark faces growing internal pressures that could challenge its celebrated model of stability and prosperity. One of the most immediate is the strain on its housing market, particularly in major urban centers like Copenhagen. Another significant challenge is the demographic shift toward an aging population. This will require increased public spending, financed by a proportionally smaller working-age population. Moreover, the very flexicurity system that has been so central to Denmark's economic dynamism is not without its own pressures. Decades of success and stability can lead to complacency. Denmark must continue to foster a culture of critical self-assessment and proactive reform to address these internal pressures. One of the most profound lessons from Denmark's success is the immense economic value of a high-trust society. High levels of trust between citizens, the government, and businesses reduce transaction costs. This trust enables complex social contracts to function. It's the invisible lubricant that makes the entire economic machine run smoothly. Danish citizens report a high willingness to pay taxes because they see a clear return on their investment. Well-funded public services reinforce the value of the social contract, which in turn reinforces trust in the system. Building institutional credibility and delivering tangible public value are prerequisites for creating the social consensus needed to fund long-term, ambitious national projects. It has to be earned through consistent, transparent, and effective governance over many years. Denmark's approach suggests that the most resilient economies are those that find a sustainable synthesis between individual opportunity and collective security. For policymakers globally, social capital is just as important as financial capital. It's a primary driver of that growth. A critical lesson from the Danish model is the power of strategic pragmatism. Denmark's economic policies aren't guided by strict adherence to any doctrines, but by what works best. It combines a competitive private sector with a comprehensive public welfare system. This pragmatic approach allows for flexibility as global conditions change. This pragmatism is linked to long-term planning. Their decades-long commitment to wind energy is a prime example. True strategy requires investment in education, research, and infrastructure. Denmark focused on sectors where it could build a sustainable competitive advantage. This allows a smaller country to achieve outsized influence. The Danish model offers a vision for a more sustainable and equitable form of capitalism. Sustained prosperity comes from a coherent system built on trust and a clear vision for the future. In conclusion, the story of Denmark's economic ascent is a powerful narrative of strategic foresight and quiet execution. As we've explored, its position as one of Europe's wealthiest nations is not the result of a single resource boom or a fleeting market trend. Instead, it's the product of a carefully constructed system built over decades. This system masterfully combines a disciplined fiscal strategy marked by low public debt with an aggressive pursuit of global trade. It is a model that has allowed Denmark to build formidable resilience, insulating it from the economic turbulence that has challenged many of its larger European neighbors and securing a stable foundation for long-term growth and investment. The core of this success lies in a series of deliberate choices. Denmark has invested heavily in its people through education and a unique flexicurity labor market, creating a highly skilled and adaptable workforce. It has channeled its resources into high-value, knowledge-intensive industries where it could achieve global leadership, most notably in pharmaceuticals, renewable energy, and shipping. These powerful economic levers, managed with a long-term perspective, have generated immense wealth and propelled the nation to the forefront of the global economy. The Danish approach demonstrates that strategic specialization, when combined with a supportive national ecosystem, is a potent formula for prosperity in the 21st century. Furthermore, we've seen how this economic architecture is supported by a deep foundation of social capital. The high-trust society that defines Denmark is not merely a cultural feature, it's a critical economic advantage. This trust enables the social consensus required for ambitious long-term projects and underpins the social contract that balances market dynamism with collective security. It's this unique blend of fiscal prudence, strategic industrial policy, and social cohesion that truly explains why Denmark quietly became the richest country in Europe. The nation has acted as a quiet architect, carefully designing and building a structure of prosperity that is both robust and enduring. Ultimately, Denmark's journey offers a compelling counter-narrative to the idea that size dictates economic power. It proves that agility, strategic governance, and a clear long-term vision can be far more decisive factors. The nation has successfully navigated the complexities of globalization by turning potential vulnerabilities into strengths, creating a model that is both highly competitive and socially sustainable. The Danish story is a testament to the power of quiet, methodical planning and a commitment to building a resilient future, providing a rich case study for policymakers and observers around the world who are seeking a different path to sustained national success. So, that is the real reason Denmark quietly became the richest country in Europe. It's a story that goes far beyond simple metrics, revealing a complex interplay of intelligent policy, cultural cohesion, and a relentless focus on the long-term horizon. It's about building a system designed not just for today's economy, but for the economy of tomorrow. This journey has been one of deliberate choices and strategic patience, demonstrating a form of statecraft that prioritizes sustainable wealth over short-term gains. The result is a nation that stands as a quiet powerhouse, its stability and prosperity a testament to the effectiveness of its unique sovereign strategy. We hope this deep dive has offered you a new perspective on how global wealth and power are truly built in the modern era. It is often not in the headline-grabbing nations, but in the quiet, strategic actors where the most interesting and instructive stories are found. Denmark's model, with its emphasis on trust, pragmatism, and specialization, provides a powerful blueprint for navigating an increasingly uncertain world. It challenges us to look beyond conventional measures of strength and to appreciate the profound impact of intelligent, long-term governance on a nation's destiny and its place on the world stage. If this analysis changed how you see the dynamics of global power and economic strategy, then our mission at Geo Capitalist is on the right track. We believe that understanding these intricate systems is essential for anyone looking to make sense of the world today. There are countless other stories like this one, hidden in the data and playing out across the globe, and we are committed to bringing them to light. We invite you to continue this journey of discovery with us, exploring the forces that shape our world, one power shift at a time. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, I recommend you watch my next video. For more deep dive analyses that decode the strategies of nations and the currents of the global economy, make sure you are subscribed to our channel. Hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss our next investigation into the real mechanics of wealth and influence. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Denmark's quiet success. This is Geo Capitalist, because the maps and the numbers behind them don't lie. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.